Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Stock Market Morning Prep video for Monday, September 21st. Well, we did get some weakness following the Fed announcement of no interest rate hike. So that's very interesting. Why is that interesting? Well, I'll tell you, because most of the market participants were anticipating a rate hike. Now, the Fed sees something really big brewing, and they're nervous about raising rates, even 25 basis points. Well, that's yet to be seen, but we had some follow through to the downside. We hit a top Thursday after the announcement, so I'm going to show that to you in the daily chart. It was very interesting, and we rolled over on Friday. So we're up a little bit in the pre-market, up about 12 handles, which is to be expected. I wouldn't doubt that the markets will rally a little bit, but you have to say that this is very interesting developments here. The Fed is now backed into a corner. They're going to have to raise rates no matter what at one point in time. Now, I mentioned many times before, watch the bond market. Bond market is actually really signaling a market top this year, 2015. I do believe and suspect that it will top this year. And I also think that we're going to have a major sell-off in bonds at one point in time where all of the bond buyers here are going to be running for the exits because yields will be rising, bonds will be selling off. Very, very important stuff. Have to pay attention to what bonds are going to be doing going forward. Looking for some market weakness. We mentioned that last week in the videos and the week before. We did get a couple of days. I would suspect as of right now, we're into some seasonal weakness now, okay, going into November. But remember, November till April is the strongest time of the year for equities, okay? Now, does that have to happen? No, of course not. Something big could happen out here, and news does trump the charts. Remember that. I am looking for some weakness for the next couple of weeks. That would create a good buying opportunity if everything stays status quo, right? We roll into November. November, we get some weakness, and we'll be looking for some buying opportunity. Now, where am I looking at if we are getting some weakness and we're looking for a rebound in the market after we get a pullback and or slight correction? Well, I'm looking for technology. I'm looking for retail. I'm looking for the transportation sector. Really big long plays, seasonal long plays. And this is something that I want you to take a look at. And also banks. Banks really do well. These are the main sectors: tech, transports, retail, and the banking sector. Okay, this is really important. Keep an eye on these. Some of these beaten down names. I would love to see look for these trades on weakness, okay? So that's what I'm looking for in the longer term. What am I looking for this week? Well, let's see what happens here if we get a little bit of a push to the downside. And if we do get that push to the downside, does it continue, okay? We looked at some of the levels that still remain intact. I want to take a look at the charts as we move on. But keep an eye, again, guys, on bonds. If everybody starts to run out of bonds and start selling off bonds, because it is inevitable now. The rates will rise. They have no choice to raise rates. They're stuck in a corner. So anything to do with bonds, I'll be looking to short bonds. Also, as far as another seasonality plays, when that happens, when bonds start to sell off, right, and they sell off rather quickly, meaning in a violent way, they're going to sell bonds. They're going to sell equities, right? And during market tops, market cycle tops, where do they flock through? Well, they go to the beaten down commodity sector, right? They go to the oil stocks, the oil plays, the precious metals, gold, silver, or even soft grains. So keep an eye on that because that's going to happen. And when that does happen, commodity plays are going to be in play, okay? These stocks that have been beaten down have been taken 30, 40, 50% off the last year to 2 years. They're going to come into play because what's going to happen is the bigger players will come in and sell equity, sell bonds, and go into these commodity-driven names where we're basically where they're trading at a discount. So just keep that in mind, guys. Okay, going into this fourth quarter. Now, I will also be monitoring it. So when I do see some opportunity, of course, I'll mention in the video. All right, let's move forward here. Monthly chart. We're not there yet. We still got about 8 or 10 trading days left. We're still below that 20-month moving average. And I mentioned if we do stay below that 2 months in a row, I do think that fund managers will be lightening the load as far as any long positions here. And then we could tag that. Obviously, the 50-month moving average would be the next area if this were to break lower, okay? Now, dive into the daily chart. You can see here, nice big reversal candle. What happened? We popped up during the FOMC announcement after when she was speaking, and then all of a sudden we started breaking down. And this is on Friday, guys. So We tagged that 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, and now we're moving back lower again. Again, the target's going to be the September 1st low, and then, of course, the August 24th low. All right, so that's going to be these two targets. They still remain intact and valid. Right, 60-minute chart. I mentioned that to you. I showed you guys these charts many times. I said look for possibly a fill the gap. Well, we didn't get it, but we got it right to the penny. We went into this previous high here, and then we rolled over. Now, this is a big area of resistance, which was support. Again, we didn't quite get there, and now we have another gap area here that needs to be filled. So maybe we fill that gap, and we make that lower high from this previous high, and then we continue lower. So, again, remains to be seen. There is a lot of trading left in September, so let's just keep an eye on things here. Watch a lot of the commodity plays and a lot of the ZBs, which is the obviously bonds. If you're an equity guy, you can look at the TLT if you want to get long. If your analysis is different, or if you want to get short, you can buy the TBT to get short bonds as well. Okay, but here's you can see what I'm saying here. Hit that right to the number, and we fell right out of bed Thursday afternoon and Friday. Really bad sell-off. Okay, so that to me is important because the way the market sold off on Thursday afternoon for the last hour was really scary if you're a long. And look at what happened here. We had the same thing in the IW, which is Russell 2000. Again, remember the Russell always pretty much tops before any other index. So this is, as you can see, lower lows and lower highs. You see this downtrend line here, right about there. You can see how it held and now breaking down yet again. Okay, so again, keep an eye on these indexes. Keep an eye on the leaders, transports, the IWMs. Really important here. Transportation ETF IYT again broke out of this symmetrical triangle, popped up, kept that 200 underneath, and now we're sitting on the 20. So maybe we'll get maybe another little gap fill, and let's see if we sell off during the course of the week. Okay, diamond, same thing here. As you can see here, reversal candle on Thursday afternoon. We sold off on Friday. Again, September 1st low, and then the August 24th low are going to be the two downside targets for now. Okay, and again, the market does change, which could most likely do in any given moment. Same thing here with the Qs. Okay, we're going to be looking for this area here, and then of course the low. If anything happens, any developments, of course, we'll change our view here. But at the moment, we'll get some weakness, we'll get some strength this morning. Let's see if it holds. If the market starts to sell off and we close at or near the lows, or give up most of the gains, that's going to really give you an idea that this market is pretty much done to the upside. So the next couple of days is going to be interesting to see if we can get some sort of a bounce. I think you sell into it. I'm looking for selling rallies this morning. But again, we'll see what happens to see how the market opens. Let's see what kind of volume comes into the first 15 minutes of trading. Have a great day, everybody. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.